As giant U.S. cargo jets pour toward the Gulf again, is this just routine muscle flexing, or the first visible countdown to a new, far more dangerous war with Iran? With Trump insisting he wants a deal even as planes stack up over the Middle East, is a politically cornered president now desperately rushing troops to Iran's doorstep to look tough before talks collapse? When at least a dozen massive C-17s, each able to haul 77 tons and a full company of troops, are tracked heading east, are they simply rotating stock, or quietly building a war-ready bridge into the Gulf? Does this sudden air bridge of tankers, spy planes and heavy lifters really signal calm, calculated planning from Trump's Pentagon, or a panicked push by his war cabinet to project strength at any cost? As C-17s packed with troops and gear stream toward the Gulf, is Trump heading into the biggest test of his presidency so far, forced to prove whether he can scare Tehran without triggering all-out war? With Iran's Revolutionary Guards drawing a hard red line, warning Trump he must choose an impossible war or a humiliating bad deal, how long can Washington walk this razor's edge without slipping? U.S. military air traffic is quietly surging toward the Gulf again, just as Trump publicly insists he is still weighing whether to gamble on war or double down on a fragile diplomatic track with Iran. On May 2nd, open-source Flight Radar 24 data flagged an unusual spike in U.S. military flights heading from Europe toward Gulf airspace, a pattern analysts say does not look like ordinary rotation traffic. Most of the aircraft tagged on public trackers were C-17A Globemaster III heavy cargo planes, suggesting pallets of equipment, ammunition and support vehicles are being pushed closer to Iran at speed. Each C-17A can haul around 77 tons of cargo and roughly 100 fully kitted U.S. troops, meaning a dozen such jets can quietly move the bones of a small brigade into theater in a matter of hours. Military watchers count at least 12 U.S. transports en route in this latest wave alone, with several taking off from German bases that often serve as launch pads for Middle East deployments. That scale of mass cargo lift points to more than routine resupply, hinting Washington is quietly moving extra troops and hardware closer to Iran's coastline and the choke point of Hormuz. Alongside the C-17s, trackers have also picked up Lockheed's C-5M Super Galaxy transports, the U.S. Air Force's biggest haulers, joining the stream of metal flowing toward the broader Middle East. The C-5M is the largest cargo jet in America's inventory, capable of lifting around 127 tons in one go, enough to move heavy armor, missile batteries, or entire headquarters modules on a single hop. Boeing KC-46 Pegasus tankers have also been spotted in European and Middle Eastern skies, signaling that Washington is building the aerial refueling backbone needed for any long-range strike option. These tankers can refuel fighters and bombers in mid-air, dramatically extending the range and persistence of any U.S. air package that might be sent deep toward Iranian airspace. Older KC-135 Stratotankers were seen orbiting near Israel and nearby regional airspace, forming gas stations in the sky that can keep Allied jets loitering near potential Iranian targets. An RC-135W Rivet joint electronic spy plane was also tracked near Bahrain, vacuuming up signals traffic as planners try to map Iranian communications and radar patterns in real time. This quiet buildup comes just days after Iran sent a 14-point ceasefire proposal to Washington, outlining what Tehran says it needs to step back from the brink. The plan reportedly calls for lifting the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian shipping and ending the war on all fronts, including proxy clashes stretching from the Gulf to Lebanon. Trump has told reporters he will soon be reviewing the plan Iran has just sent, but at the same time he has openly cast doubt on whether any real deal is actually possible. The president even admitted he does not think he can make a deal, an unusually blunt line that hints the diplomatic track could stall just as U.S. lift and tanker capacity peaks in the theater.
Doing very well with regard to Iran. Again, they want to make a deal. They're decimated. They're having a hard time figuring out who their leader is. They don't know who their leader is because their leader is gone. Their former leader, Khomeini. But we'll see. Any questions real fast? They told me about the concept of the deal. They're going to give me the exact wording now, yeah.
Would you restart military strikes on targets?
Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, I can't tell that to a reporter. If they misbehave, if they do something bad, but right now, we'll see. But, you know, it's a possibility that could happen, certainly. Well, it's a very friendly blockade. Nobody's even challenging it. Nobody at all is challenging it. Just so you understand, many presidents have been involved in things that are very big. they never had to go through anything with respect to Congress. They considered it to be totally unconstitutional. And the Democrats in Congress that pushed this, and probably a couple of Republicans, they're hurting our negotiating ability, which is infinite right now. And they shouldn't be doing it. It's never happened before. No other president's done it. And I'm not going to be the first.
Why is the U.S. removing troops from Germany?
We're going to cut way down, and we're cutting a lot further than 5,000. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Iran's Revolutionary Guard intelligence arm has fired back with a stark warning, telling Trump that from Tehran's view, he now faces only two ugly options. The elite force claims the room for U.S. decision-making has narrowed, arguing that shifting global support and Iran's own readiness have boxed Washington into a shrinking corner. IRGC officials say Tehran has quietly set a deadline for the U.S. to end its blockade of Iranian ports, though they refuse to spell out the date or the exact consequences of missing it. In one statement, they bluntly declared that Trump must now choose between an impossible military operation or a bad deal with the Islamic Republic, framing both paths as a win for Iran. IRGC commanders add that their forces remain on full standby for a return to war, openly warning that renewed fighting is likely if Washington misreads the buildup or lets talks implode.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.